Welcome everyone to LAEXUG Foundation uh, online meeting. This is the first meeting we are hosting. Today's meeting agenda is Exchange 2010 farewell because it's retiring today on October 13, 2020. It's a big day today. Imagine what all things are happening today. Today, Apple is launching iPhone 12. Um, Chennai Super King won the match. They're back in the game in the IPL. Exchange 2010 is retiring. We are in the middle of pandemic. We are in the middle of U.S. elections. It's a huge day, and let's talk about Exchange 2010. First of all, myself, Prabhat Nigam, 3 times MVP, blogger, speaker, author, father, and a husband. I'm a global CTO for Golden 5 Consulting. I'm the CEO for LAEXUG Foundation. I have over 20 years IT experience and I've worked for all IT giants. Currently, I'm running Golden 5 Consulting, which is a US-based Microsoft Gold partner, direct CSP, and here is my ID, email ID, and my website. I'm also owner of LAEXUG Foundation, which is a non-profit for user groups and conferences in Los Angeles. Here's my email ID and the blogs. If you wish to connect with me, you can also follow me on the Twitter and connect me on the LinkedIn. Moving on, the first and most important thing today is COVID. How the world is dealing with COVID. That's the biggest worry because this is the biggest thing today. How are we going to be tomorrow? Whether we're going to be survive tomorrow or this is the end of the world. So here we stand today. Is nothing pleasing here. However, we have to be more careful, focus on masking, wearing the mask, stay away, keep the social distancing, and find a way to work it through. I also wanted to highlight what happened on 9/28/2020, which was a big day for the Microsoft Cloud world, which fell off, and a lot of things happened. So which fell off, and we in a fun mode said Microsoft got COVID-19 for 3 hours. Glad that they can come out. They were back in 3 hours, but it was looking like endless. Everyone was desperate to be back online. All Microsoft URL went down. That was the first outage. The second outage was when the URL came back. The authentication was not working. Then what we heard is this report came after 5 days that it has been fully mitigated and is running optimal service level. But I felt it was not resolved. For few days, we were not happy to see single sign-on was not working, and in the browser, it was asking to log in multiple times. So Microsoft gradually resolved it now, but this was the biggest impact we've ever seen in last 10 years of Office 365 and Microsoft Cloud. All right, how it impacted the world from today since Exchange 2010. Think about it. When Exchange 2010 came in, it was in I think 2009 and 2010-11 Microsoft launched Office 365. So what was the biggest factor? What was the biggest change in Exchange 2010 which pushed Microsoft to go to Office 365? And since 2010, there was no outage. So since 2010, Microsoft tried to bring all the customers on board. And now, today, there are many hospitals in Office 365. There are many police counties in Office 365. There are many secret agencies are in Office 365. So they all were impacted. If they have not planned it in a hybrid mode, what if Office 5 is not online? If they have never planned about it, then they were down. Their email system was completely down, their Teams was completely down, and of course the SharePoint was completely down. Anything they migrated to Azure, any of the server they migrated to Azure, those were completely down. Many companies were completely down because they were 100% cloud. It sounds great that I have no server. We are 100% online company. Yes, it's great. It's like you don't have to manage the overheads. But what if these kind of situation happens? You are not in emergency service. That's good. You don't have to be panicked. It's gone down for 3 hours. Perfect. It'll be back in 3 hours. Just like power outage in some areas of the world. Goes for 3 4 hours. Come back 3 4 hours. If you don't have a power backup, you're down. That's kind of a world we have been living in, and this is kind of a normal. But when it talks about hospitals, police officers, secret agencies, they are not able to access their application. They are not able to, communicate over the email or Teams, which is becoming one place to handle everything. Then it's an emergency. It's an emergency for the systems. So uh, that's how we are concerned. So that's why we are more concerned. How can this happen? Microsoft has a multi-layer, multi-site, high available system design. So we do not understand how can this happen. And what happened to the logic we have been always vouching that, hey, test everything in the lab before deploying to the production. What happened to that logic? Microsoft did not test or what? We don't understand there. Microsoft don't have any monitoring or something. It is the moment when myself reported to Satya Nadal and Gravela about this outage, and then in next 2 minutes the Office 365 status Twitter handle tweeted that yes, they have an outage. On that day, when we had an outage, I tried to ping Satya. I mean, it was an outage, so I couldn't find anyone in Teams already. So couldn't reach out to anyone. However, I tagged them in the LinkedIn and informed them there's a big outage. What's going on? So we informed Microsoft about this outage until that they were not aware. We contacted our partners, we contacted our customers, we informed our customers that, oh, there's an outage. Until that, Microsoft was not aware. We contacted our Microsoft friends and asking them what's going on. This seems a big outage because every link is down. It's never seen. We have never seen that kind of big outage. So how can this happen? That was the biggest challenge, and unawareness in the Microsoft. Every friend of mine said, "Oh, I don't know what is going on. It's everything working here." So everything internal to Microsoft was working. Everything external to Microsoft was off. So definitely services were working. However, the front end layer was down. All right, moving on. Definitely they had no idea. I didn't follow up after that week with Microsoft that what happened or if CEO has released any statement, but I could see there were more talk happening. All right, so moving on, the point is that where do we go from there? Is what is a suggestion? So we suggested all of our customers to go for emergency recovery site, which is you would like to set up a small configuration at a third party, which could be another cloud, which could be another private cloud, which could be your office as well, so that you can switch everything to that ER site in case of same emergency occurs again. Other options are keep a hybrid for every service. Migrate hundreds of mailboxes, but keep 10 emergency mailboxes in on-prem as well. Same way, keep alternate phone service systems available as well. Maybe you want to have a front end of your own which can redirect to Teams or which can redirect to your on-prem. So that front end can control that, okay, redirection to Team is down, so let me forward all those calls to on-prem one desk. It's okay sometimes to receive more calls, but at least you'll receive the calls. You're not out of office. Or keep alternate services. For example, if you're very used to the Microsoft Teams, keep Microsoft Zoom. Sorry, not Microsoft. Keep Zoom or WebEx, Cisco WebEx, in your hand, or other meeting tools. Moving on. So today's agenda is not big. It's all about our stories, what we think about Exchange 2010, how did it change our life, and what Exchange 2010 really changed. How was the game-changing moment? So this is considering big change in Exchange 2010 was DAG moment. DAG was the game-changing moment in Exchange 2010. When Microsoft introduced DAG, you could have gone to multi-data center, across data center, multi-countries. That opened up Exchange so well that you can go across a data center and expand that cluster, and it will be active. It can be active. It can be active passive. It will switch to second data center in quick moments, and this is where Microsoft decided, okay, now we can go and build Office 365. So imagine Exchange 2010 was the route to push Microsoft. Yes, now this can become a fully high available system which they can sell to the world. Other than that, before that, we tried Exchange 2007. We tried cluster level high availability. Also added a DR site there, but DR site activation has a huge task, a lot of actions required. It was not automated. Then we had Exchange 2003, which was another most stable Exchange system. Exchange 2010, which was not stable. Exchange 5.5, at least since Exchange 5.5, I'm working Exchange, and I worked Microsoft PSS for Exchange, starting with Exchange 5.5, 2000, 2003. Then 2007 was coming, and I moved to another company where we still got upgraded ourselves. Then Exchange 2007 has a lot of bugs, but it was the best system available. So we migrated one major telecom player in India. Pan India was a huge migration, which is led by me and my team, and we completed that. Exchange 27 was at that point of time was most reliable. But then when Exchange 2010 came, that was a game changer. Oh, active cluster, game changer, DAG. Many other features came on, and in Exchange 2019, a lot of more improvements came in. 2019 has exceptional moment when Microsoft definitely changed the database structure. It's more faster. However, it's more database level expandable servers. Now the requirement for Exchange 2019 is huge memory, huge CPU sizing. So that's where we stand today. Probably the next Exchange server is the last Exchange VNext. But however, you cannot forget Exchange 2010 forever. It's just like one of those systems which was most stable. I still see the customers using Exchange 2010 today only a customer sign up or given us the um, awarded us their RFP, which was running from last 5 months. They definitely got a clear alert that okay, today after today there's no support for your exchange. So what next? Definitely you have to start thinking of migrating to the newer version or Office 5. All right, moving on. So in our stories, we'd like to discuss good, bad, and ugly. Um, that's the focus. Whatever your story is, would like to share, I will come back to you one by one and share. So I'll start myself with my story of Exchange 2010. So definitely, I started with my Office upgrade when my company was in Exchange 2010, but was never configured for the DAG. So when Exchange 2010 was there, I studied full Exchange 2010. I built my first DAG for my company, tested throughout, working. My company was not so big, but however, the platform was big to test and see that okay, active user productions are working fine in Exchange 2010. So that's how I started. I wrote many blogs. Then I worked in migrating many companies in Exchange from Exchange 2010 to Exchange, from Exchange 2003 to Exchange 2010, also Exchange 2007 to 2010. That was very easy to migrate to Exchange 2010. Lot of simplification brought by Microsoft. Um, so Exchange 2010 is unforgettable, most reliable. You install it and forget it. It will continue to run forever. No issues until you hit the disk space, uh, which is you have to watch. So keep monitoring, install Exchange 2010, keep monitoring the health, and you're good. So my experience with Exchange 2010 has been amazing, and I cannot forget this nice software built by Microsoft, and what an amazing journey it has been since then. I'm sure Microsoft Exchange Product Group will be feeling the same pain today. Though I invited Ross Taylor and Greg Taylor and Ross Smith Ford today to join. However, I understand they have a full day, and of course, Apple launched the new iPhone, so they might be super busy with integrating all the applications with the new Apple iPhone and handling new challenges in the office. All right, so moving on. Who's next? So looking into the attendees, I can see Rohit and Suresh are there. I would like to start with Suresh. Do you have any Exchange 2010 story you would like to start with?
Yeah, sure, Prabhat. Because when I was in Wipro, so at that time 2007 was running. So when I was in between 2010 came up. So it was very new for us. We had a training. I remember the 7 days training of 2010, and I genuinely liked 2010 actually. The way it was like I remember the hub transport, the configuration, the organization level which they changed. It was really amazing at that time. So there are few memories only, but I genuinely thought it is something which came up very new, and I just enjoyed that uh, uh, to learn 2010 at that time. So very few things which I can share about it.
All right. Um, moving on to Rohit. Hey Rohit, welcome. Do you have any Exchange 2010 story which you'd like to come off mute
Are
and
you able to hear
share?
me? Hello,
Yes. Hey Suresh, are you trying to say something?
hello. Prabhat, you are in mute, I think.
Yeah, I was in mute. I'm sorry. So, okay, good story, Suresh. Okay, so Rohit, you are next. So, if you want to come out of mute and talk about your Action 20 and stories, would like to share something?
Yep, sure. But thanks for the invite. This is my first time. I saw this invite on meetups, and I was so excited to
Yeah.
to be part of it. Thanks for accepting. So yeah, so I work in identity management
Uh-huh.
space, and we often have Microsoft integration requirements with our identity management solution, right? So we basically work with provisioning mailboxes in an automated manner,
Hmm.
which means that anytime a new user gets onboarded, his Active Directory account should get created based on certain roles, and mailboxes should get automatically assigned. So as part of this, I work with several customers. I'm in consulting, so I work with several customers with their IDM solution, which is they essentially have products like Dell Identity Manager and SailPoint, which is the top selling product now.
Yeah.
So all of these have very good integration with Microsoft Exchange and now with Azure AD. So for a long time, I've been working with Exchange 2010. So our typical implementation goes that we integrate with Active Directory, and then automatically within the next 12 hours, the user's mailbox gets assigned. And lately, with one of our customers, because Azure has been so much mainstream with customers that hybrid Exchange deployment is the only solution that Microsoft also recommends. So, which gives us unique problems like, when the on-prem mailbox gets provisioned and how long you should wait till the Azure AD mailbox is present, right? So,
Yeah.
because of all the sync lag, etc. So that is what I'm currently working on. We are basically fitting our IDM solution within a hybrid exchange deployment, which is already present. And essentially, we wait till the we assign the rules required for the mailbox to be created on-prem on Exchange 2010, and then verify the GUIDs are synced against Exchange Online,
Hmm.
and that completes the entire process of mailbox creation. So it's been very unique because it's a very it's an extension of what we've been doing over the years. So there are a
Sure.
few more steps now in the workflow where we have to talk to the cloud mailbox as well, and make sure the whole loop is closed. So that has been pretty good. I had a few questions on this though. I wanted to see if Exchange 2010 is really going to be retired. What is the plan for customers who are already having a hybrid solution in place? Are they supposed to move to 2013 or move to a cloud only architecture?
Yeah, if you have if a customer has Exchange 2010 in the hybrid mode, then they have to upgrade it to Exchange 2016 or
Mm.
Exchange 2019. You cannot upgrade directly to 2019, so you have to go to Exchange 2016, and then if you want to stay in 2016, that will still be supported, unless Microsoft declares in future if it will not be supported. But so far, Exchange 2016 will be supported, um, unless Microsoft declares in the hybrid mode. So that's another thing, that in the hybrid, Exchange 2016 will be supported if it is using, it's being used as a hybrid server. Other than that, yeah. So 2010, if you're on 2010, you have to upgrade it to 2016. It is simple Exchange, new Exchange server installation, Exchange 2016 latest update, run the hybrid wizard and point it to Exchange 2016. I think simple 1 day activity, uh, switching your endpoints to 2016. I
Mm.
think that's gonna be very
Great.
simple for any customer.
That's good news.
Yeah.
Uh, mhm.
However, there's a new exchange VNext was announced in Microsoft Ignite, so which is coming next second half of the 2021. We don't have the date, but at least we know that it's not coming the first half of 2021. It's coming in the second half of 2021. That will support past four versions. So including that itself. Exchange VNext, Exchange 2019, Exchange 16, Exchange 2013. So if any of the customers on 2013, they don't have to much worry about that if they cannot migrate. But yeah, again, if they have to live in Microsoft hybrid forever, which is kind of a recommendation, Microsoft has not taken a call that completely you can go off the grid and live without Exchange on premises. If you are syncing identities from on premises to cloud, you have to be in the hybrid. That as simple as that. Microsoft has not eliminated the need of Exchange Server. However, there are ways. I'll tell you how. Is now the third party identity synchronization providers like Okta or OneLogin. So we are partner with my company's partner with these two as a market leader. We consider. So when you migrate or when you migrate your identity management to Okta or OneLogin, that's how I see it as an advantage. That what OneLogin will do is that will be kind of a provisioning tenant. So you sync it to them, and then they will sync it to Microsoft. When they are syncing it to Microsoft, they can always add those Exchange attributes in the Okta level. So
Understood.
Okta or OneLogin level. So that's like kind of a staging. What you're doing is staging. In the staging, you're upgrading the attributes, and that's gonna be working. Then if any company wants to completely get off Exchange, there's a possibility, yes. But that's not straightforward. You have to spend something for Okta, not just free, So that's a little investment, but
Yeah.
if you already need Okta or OneLogin for your other applications, that I think then you have to think in this way that okay, let's use Okta completely, forget any other identity synchronization or federation providers. So Okta is providing me the federation; it is also synchronizing my identity both. So in that case, you can avoid using Exchange on premises. That's that's how I'll approach it. So identity has been discussed differently and planned the migration and synchronization differently. However, it's still rare that we see the customer who has a perfect identity synchronization as per the available options today. So it's how like the customers jump in when they start migration, and then they realize, oh, we have a different application, so I need another option or another identities federation. So all considering all that, I think they have to really plan for their identity synchronization. In which case, maybe they don't have to upgrade to Exchange 2016 in future and keep maintaining that, right? That's the headache. That okay, you have to keep maintaining the version, you have to keep upgrading the CU level. So many customers have to do it because that's how everything is synchronizing. But then that's where is the challenge for how your federation is being handled. If you're able to handle your federation through the third party cloud, then that cloud can become your staging for identities, and you can completely get rid of Exchange hybrid setup.
Understood. Yep.
All right. I don't see many people joining. I know there's a Apple event which is more attractive. What is coming new to the world? So I think most of us are attending that, and hopefully we'll see what comes in Apple world after this call. All of us. But however, Exchange 2010 is still unforgettable, and we will always be supportive to Exchange 2010. This slide, I think it's for a change. However, forget the bottom of the slide. This is from the previous conference which I attended. However, there are other places which you can connect to. There's many other platforms we are providing to connect and socialize and share your issues or concerns, and which can be discussed. So one of us One of the platform which we have really converted recently is Microsoft Technology Forum in Facebook. So that's a global M365 forum. So we are open to discuss any major issue, major outage, or if you have done something great, share your things there. Other groups we have is Exchange 2016 group, in Facebook. In the LinkedIn, we have three groups. That's where we can engage. But again, the focus is going to be merging all three LinkedIn groups to one. Same way in Facebook, also merging Exchange 2016 group to technology forum. Then we have one YouTube channel which can be followed, and again, Meetup will be also focused to merge to one. So we are working towards that as well. Again, the sponsors for the today's session is one, my company, Golden 5 Consulting, and the other is LAEXUG Foundation. So thanks to my sponsors, and thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Right.
Bye.